Deeper than rap, deeper than rap, deeper than rap. This shit go deep, homie.
Sitting across from me is personally the greatest DJ radio host I know. And some of you guys know we watch him every Sunday for Oldies Rule Forever. Um, he's been in the radio game since 2011, has 24 albums. He's interviewed some of the best in the music industry, like Norman Carter from the Delphonics, The Whispers, Houdini, even hip hop people like Corrupt. He's interviewed countless artists and talent from everywhere. So what's up, G-Lew?
What's up?
How you doing? How you doing? I just want to say personally, like, I think you're great. There's so many people, that really just watch your show. They feel your love. We could see your character through online. We come every Sunday. We show up even during midweek services just to, see you, to see what's going on the G-Lew show, And I just want to tell you thank you for allowing me to interview you. And I'm excited. I'm excited to, I know you've done many interviews, but I'm excited to go a little deeper with you and like deeper than rap. That's one of his songs. You guys have to check that out. I'm really excited for the people to go a little bit deeper with you and know, you're always on the other side doing the interviews. And I think that, we want to hear you. We want to hear who's G-Lew, and kind of want to get into some. We want to go back. We want to go back. So I guess for one of my first.
Wait a minute, are you nervous?
A little, yeah, yeah.
Don't be nervous. You know what I mean? This is just a conversation, so there's no need to be nervous. Just shoot it from the hip. You know what I mean? I got a lot of respect for you, Lena. So I'm, honored to have you interview me. You know what I mean? So it's all love. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm super honored to be able to interview G-Lew. I know that there's a lot of people from my family, that watch. We we constantly talk about the good character you have, even like my uncles and stuff, and we're just like, man, we're excited for this interview. People are excited for it, So I just kind of wanted to go back with you, like, who's G-Lew? Who's G-Lew, and who is he today, So how are you doing? How is can you run it back to me, like how you were back in the day, like growing up? I know you've talked about this before. I know you grew up in Florida, right? Well, you're born in Florida. You came out here to LA with your moms, back and forth, to Florida with your pops, So can you tell me how that was like?
Okay, well, I was born. I ain't gonna say what year. You know what I mean? But I was born in Florida, but I moved here. Well, to go back a little bit, like my mom, when she was pregnant with me, she was out here like back and forth wanting to move here. Well, she was already here. I have an aunt here and an uncle and some cousins that my mom was already here with, and she married my dad when they were pregnant with me. My dad was like already in the radio in Florida, right? But he wanted to come out here and get a job in radio out here. But as I was told, it wasn't working out for him when he was trying to find a job out here, or he didn't want to do it or whatnot. So my mom got a job with Pacific Bell, which was Pacific Bell back in the day. Later turned into I don't know, 18, whatever. But she was in that industry, so she got a job out here with Pacific Bell. She came out here, and my dad, and what I was told, didn't want to do it, so he stayed, and my mom moved here permanently. But my dad didn't like want to let her take me, so my dad was like, "Nah, you're not taking my son." So I stayed with my dad. Previously, when my mom moved here with my older brother, and but eventually, like I was like, "Nah, I want my mom." So when I was in kindergarten, I moved here. So I was like 5, moved here with my mom, and we landed here in the west side of LA on Pico and La Brea, um, and that's where we were. And probably after about a year and a half, we moved to Alhambra in the San Gabriel Valley. So that's where I started my journey at. You know what I mean? In Northrup Elementary in the first grade, and from there on, I grew up first to eighth grade right there. Um, and it was just like I don't know. That's before I'm G. Lew. I'm just a young kid growing up,
Yeah.
trying to adapt to my surroundings, you know, because it was different. I was like, yeah, of course, you know, that time, you know, I was like one of few, you know, black guys in that area. It was just like Hispanic
Yeah.
and Asian, you know.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, probably a few more. So it was different. But of course, I adapted. So that's how I grew up, probably first through eighth grade. Just and of course, like you said, I was going back and forth to Florida with my dad summertime, you know.
Yeah.
And so my dad, this is where I became G-Lew because my dad was in the radio already. That's his history. You
Yeah.
know, he was always in the radio. Like I just told you, when my mom was pregnant with me, he was in radio. He was in a band. You know, music was his life. So that's all I knew from my dad. You know, when I would go with my dad, I was like my hero as I was a kid. He was a DJ. You know, so I was always in his records, learning about the records. He would take me to concerts. You know, I would meet like certain people because he had the connections with them. So,
Yeah.
you know, this is what I knew growing up. You know, so that was embedded in me. So music was like my life all the time. You know, I was like I said, I used to break dance. I used to like everything with music. I love, especially
Yeah.
hip hop. You know, so this was my life, and I probably really started rapping like when I was about 12 years old. I wrote my first rap, performed in front of people, and ever since then, like I love like to do music, you know. So I was always into music, writing raps, doing raps at my own boy Tweety's house on Marengo and Commonwealth. You know, did my first record and it just continued from there. But I never took it serious till later. But that's my foundation.
Yeah. So how old were you when you did your first album?
First album,
Yeah. Were you young or like how about writing songs?
yeah,
Like
writing songs. I was doing that like early, like I said, my first rap I wrote when I was 12 years old. It
yeah.
was about like a say no to drugs type shit. Like I was in a
That's
contest,
dope.
so
All
I
right.
did that, you know, and
Like in
then
school?
yeah.
Okay.
So I did that. That was my first rap, and then later I just continued writing raps. I used to write raps to the like back then we had the records. You know, it's on the record. You had the B side with the instrumental on there. So I would like write my raps to that, like Ice T records, Easy, you know, all those, and just doing that. And then, but it wasn't serious. Like I wrote my first when I went to the studio when I was first time. Like I was what probably 18 when I went to the studio first time.
Okay.
Did my thing in the studio, like put it on, you know, recorded it, heard it, and
Yeah.
was like, yeah. So I had the bug then. And it continue on. I did music with other people back then, and back then it was like different. It's not like now, so it was hard to get in the studio. You know, you had to
Okay.
have money or you had to know someone. So to get in the studio and just do one song, that was big. So
Yeah.
it started from there, recording songs with other people. You know, but you got to find your way, find your sound. You know, so it took a while for me to progress and you know find what I liked and my you know my sound, you know. So
Yeah.
eventually after doing that for years, doing little songs with other people, I took the shit in my own hands and said, okay, I want to invest in myself and do the shit
Yeah.
myself. So I went to Guitar Center, bought my own equipment, bought my own studio hookup, the Inbox, the Pro Tools, all that, and that was like probably 2006. Well, no, I have my own pre-production studio, but it wasn't 2002. I had my own shit, you know. But 2006 is when I really got professional, got the whole setup, and started my own thing from there. And ever since then, I never looked back, you know. But I was self-taught. Like I bought my own studio, but I didn't have anyone to teach me, you know. So I did it on my own, learned on my own. No one taught me, you know. So it took some time to develop everything, but once I did, you know, it was on. So I started my own. 2008, I started my own label, which
Yeah.
is OG Music. If you go back to iTunes, I put on my first album in 2007, 2008. You know, on iTunes, and ever since then, like you said, 24 hours later.
24 albums later. Yeah. So, G-Lew, back in the day, like say when you were a kid, going back to middle school, where you first just started doing music, and was there anybody around you? Like I know you say you grew up mostly with like over there in Alhambra, mostly Asians, you know, Hispanics. Was there anybody there that was like jumping on the train with you, like, hey, let's do music too? Like, was there? Because I know like there's a Chicano rap, you know, there's different styles of rap. Was there any of your homeboys or like your friends in school that like I want to rap with you?
No, it wasn't. But what it was, when luckily for me, like I told you, I grew up in Alhambra, but I started moving around. So we
Yeah.
moved to El Sereno. So I started meeting different people. So I hooked up with different people, that were already doing things. Like I hooked up with some homies in El Sereno. They had like a party crew back then. It was like a lot of house parties and party crews. So you move around different places where the parties were at. So I started learning that thing. So I would be all around LA as a youngster, like 13, 14, already, getting in clubs and all that shit. I was young, but I was already moving fast, because the people I was hanging around with. So I learned a lot of things and met a lot of people. So that's how I got to explore and learn about different things, because no one around, like my immediate friends, weren't into that. At this time, eighth, ninth grade, now that's where the gang shit is coming in. All my homeboys, my closest friends, now they're from the gang. They're starting the gang bang, and these are my best friends. I'm not immediately involved in that. I am, because these are my homeboys, but I was doing a lot of different shit. Music was keeping me focused, but eventually, that shit took over. So, you know, music and all that shit took a seat back when because my homeboys, these are my friends, so I'm around them. And like I said, when I moved, like that was a lot of issues too, because I'm in a different territory, and like El Sereno, we didn't get along with them. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of issues with me. So eventually, I had to like go back to my homeboys, and then the gang shit took over me. Like uh, '89, I came from my neighborhood. So that took over. Like all the other shit took a seat back for a minute, but it was always in me still. So that was still like what I love to do. But for a minute, that took it was all about that. So
Can you remember like a moment like just falling in love, like what falling in love with music? Who were like some of your influencers? Who were some of the rappers or hip hop
Run DMC
artists?
was my first. Um, that was like the group that did it for me. Like I told you, it goes back with my pops and just all the music I was available to. Like, so I
Yeah.
love hip hop. And Run DMC was like the first ones that really changed my life. Like that said, I really like love this shit and I want to do it. I rap to. My first beat was a Run DMC beat, so Sucker MC. So it was like after that, I was like hooked. So I fell in love with hip hop right then.
All right, cool. How about oldies? How did you like through your
Oldies,
parents?
yeah, oldies again. We grew up on oldies. My mom,
Yeah.
on the weekends when we got to get up and clean up the house,
Yep.
my mom was playing oldies. You know what I
Yep.
mean? The Delphonics that we just interviewed, the Stylistics, Anita Baker, just whatever, at that time and back, oldies.
Yeah.
And then me, again, not only my mom, but like, I'm going to say this too, like growing up around, like I said, the Hispanic, like on all my Hispanic, like that is what was it. Like even my homeboys, we were
Yeah.
kids, but we
We had
would be,
music in
that's what
common.
we were bumping though, the
Yeah.
oldies. Like we would listen to what KRLA on AM, they play all the oldies and
Yeah.
Art LeBeau, and that's all we listened to. So oldies were just like
Part of it.
part of it. That was
That's right.
part of the culture.
That's right. So you like say you coming into radio, you mentioned your pops, he was in radio, so that kind of inspired you, right? To
Definitely,
be
definitely.
to be into radio, and um you started Blog Talk, you
Yeah.
said in 2011.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, yeah. Let me go back to that because my pops. That's where I know I got it from now. But that's not initially what started me. That was into radio. But later I understood that's what it was because my pops passed away in 2011, and it's weird that I started the radio thing right around that time. But it wasn't because of that. It was just something that Blog Talk was early on. That thing with Blog Talk was early on. How I could figure out how I could broadcast on national radio through the internet. And I had a homeboy who was doing it, and he kind of hit me to it. So I got involved with it. And I was like, wow, this is something I would want to do. And at that time, I wanted to do it to showcase other talent and other rappers, underground rappers or artists that were trying to, get their music out there. So I was like, man, I could interview these people and put them on my platform. And at that same time, like I have my label, and so my first interview was people that were on my label, my homeboy Big Roadblock and some other
Mm-hmm.
people. So that's why it started. And eventually, though, like 2011, 12, it started. And eventually, I started interviewing rappers. Like, for my first rapper was Red Rum, who passed away, but he was on the Banging on Wax thing. You know what I mean? He was like my first artist. Then I got another one and another one, and it just took off from there. Where I started interviewing a lot of different artists. From like rappers to R&B to everything, and it just took a life of its own. So like this was 2011, 12, and fast forward now, I'm still doing my radio show. We have like a 11-year run, so it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
As definitely, I love Block Talk Radio. I go on Wednesdays and listen. Cracks
A
me
lot of
up.
people just know me
Yeah,
from YouTube right now,
yeah,
which is cool because that's what I'm on now. But I was already doing radio with Blog Talk for
yeah,
11 years. So I brought it to YouTube because that's the future. That's what's going on
yeah.
now. So yeah, but I've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, and also too, G, like you help a lot of people. Like you bring a lot of people on. Like you have the Hookah Lounge with Dee, and you have Let's Talk About It with Big D, and with Changing the Game with Deandra. And like, what inspires you to like help people, give them a platform to just put what they want to put out there? Like what?
Because that's my main focus. Like I never want this shit to be about me. Never. Like, I mean, I love
Mhm.
doing this and all this, but I'm never like this. Is even this right now. I'm not like I'm not about no spotlight. You know what I mean? Not about me. I want everyone. I want to bring people in. Like even tonight we had this
Yeah,
gathering. I want all my family and friends to be a part of this because it's never about me. You know what I mean? But if I have a platform that we can bring people in, I
yeah,
want to do that. So that's why I brought Big D in. Let's talk about it. Deandra, Dee Dee has the Hookah Lounge, and we have Queen Jean and with Blog Talk and Big Flossie, other people. Like I wanted to bring people in so we could all grow together. You know what I mean? And
that's
make
it.
this, because it ain't about me. This is not even what I like to do. I love to just do music, and my
Yeah,
favorite thing that I do is like oldies rule forever. Like
yeah,
I can, celebrate and play music for the people and have fun. But I don't like to do all this right here.
uh,
So I want to bring people in, and hopefully we can build. And other people have stories they want to tell,
yeah.
and platforms they want to get off the ground. So that's why I brought in the Big D's and everyone, so we could all grow together.
Yeah. Did anybody help you starting your like YouTube, Blog Talk Radio? Did anybody inspire you or give you any type of help during this game, in this game?
I don't want to sound like like selfish or like no, but no one did. Like everything I learned, I'm self, and I'm kind of stubborn too, so I don't ask for help. So I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
like no one, but no one really did. I learned everything I'm still learning,
Yeah.
But of course, it was people that inspired me. Like I look at other people who have platforms and stuff, and that inspires me. Like everyone that's doing something, it
Yeah.
inspires me. But no one really taught me anything. I just learned as I go. But anyone that has helped me or reached out or done anything, I appreciate it. But
Mm.
as far as learning this shit, nah, no one has. I'm still learning now. Excuse me.
Yeah. So I know you have regular work, you have your radio station, but if you were to choose like between work and your radio station full time, like
That's a no-brainer. This is what I want to do. This is what I love to do. Like they said, of course we work. We got to do what we got to do to pay the bills.
yeah,
And this right here don't pay the bills. Of course, I appreciate love and all I receive, but of
yeah,
course, this doesn't pay the bills. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm just I know I make it look good. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm just that's what I'm gonna do anyway. You know what I mean? But nah, this don't pay the bills. But of course, this is what I would love to do. Like
yeah,
this right here, and I know it's possible. It's people that do this shit. What I do, way less work they put in, but hey, I'm here for the long haul. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put the work in. That's why I do this shit for free, with love, whatever. But I know eventually it will pay off, and if it doesn't, I'm still gonna do it because this is what I love to do.
Yeah, okay. I believe it. We see it. We see it every Sunday, you
Yeah, you
know.
guys don't even know the work that I put in, but I'm not complaining because this is what I signed up for, and I love
Yeah.
to this is what I love to do. So
Yeah.
it's whatever, you know.
You definitely, we see G, like, you know, there's times you have work super early in the morning and we know you're still going on Sunday
I don't
nights,
get
you
no
know.
sleep. I could probably get like 3 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Not every night,
Yeah.
but most nights, I probably get 3 hours of sleep at the most. You know what I mean? I'm up before the sunrise. First to hit the block like Tupac. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Every day.
Yeah. We know you're a man of faith, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to know too, personally. I wanted to know, like, you know, family, we hear about the Lord, you know, they instill it in us as children. But when personally did you say, okay, Lord, do you remember the moment? Do you remember the moment you were like, God, you're my Lord and Savior? Was there a situation going on at the time that maybe drawed you closer to him? Or
Nah, I just say that I from when I was a kid, I can't say that I was always like at different stages in my life. Like I grew up in church, like mostly probably when I would be with my dad's side of the family. Like I had a stepmom. You know, my mom and my dad been divorced since I was a kid, like I say,
yeah,
so that they weren't together. But I've always had a stepmom. Unfortunately, she passed away too a couple of years ago. Rest in peace to her.
some
But
peace.
she's been with my dad since like I was a kid, you know, and she was always in the church, like heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's so when I would go with my dad in the summer, I would go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And she was like heavy in church in the choir, like choir director, you know, all that. So I knew God, you know, since I was a kid. Of course, I wasn't, you know, I was still, you know, doing my thing, you know what I mean? And,
We
you
all
know, but I always knew him. So that was
yeah.
always like there. And I can remember getting saved, going up, you know, when they say come up to the altar and all that.
Yeah.
Probably when I was like 16, because I was going through a lot of shit at the time, you know. And you know, my dad he tried his best, you know, rest in peace, you know. But at that time, me and my dad weren't seeing eye to eye because I was just at that age, you know. I come
Yeah.
from California, my dad was trying to, you know, but you know, it was just too late, you know. So much love to him. But I remember at one time I went to church and got saved, so I think that always stayed with me, you know. Even
Yeah.
though I went back and did my thing, but that was God was always a part of my life. But fast forward, maybe to me, really realizing that you know God is like it probably wasn't even to recently, maybe within 10 years ago. I don't know the year, but to where I really
Yeah.
accepted you know my calling and really set aside a lot of bullshit because for years like even when I was grown and a man, I still hadn't really grown up. You know, I was still doing a lot of bullshit. I wasn't living like as a child of God. Like I was doing a lot of like shit I'm not proud of. You know, I could really honestly say. You know, but I don't know what it was that really shifted me. But even now, I'm not saying I'm perfect and all
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
it
None
was
of
a
us.
change in my life that I really understood. You know who I am. You know, and I put a lot of bullshit to the side. So even now, like my journey is different. Again, I'm not perfect, but you know I walk different. You know,
Yeah.
according to God, really.
Can you tell me like any story, like, you know, man, even in your life that maybe you could look back on now and be like, man, God, that was you. Like
Oh
he,
yeah, I have a lot of few times, but even then
got
I
a lot.
didn't know though.
Yeah.
Back then I didn't know. That lets me know God really had a calling on me, and He really spared me. Because right now I know I could be dead. I could be doing 50 years, and I could probably still be locked up.
Yeah.
Maybe just getting out for some of the shit I done and some of the shit I got away with. Real
Yeah.
talk. I've been in police chases like you know all this type of shit, been shot at, been you know robbed, and been in situations where I was under the gun. I know I could have been dead, but
Wow.
somehow God spared me.
That's
But really I was shot one time, you know what I mean, and that was a life changer, but still I didn't understand then, you know. But it's been a lot of times that I know, you know. So like I said, now I really can look back and say, so I just really appreciate that. But I don't know if it was one time particularly because I've been in so many situations that I know I could not be here right now.
yeah.
Honestly, whether I'm in jail or I'm dead or whatever, just fucked off, you know, somewhere because of crazy, you know, somewhere. Luckily, like drugs never took. I had a lot of homeboys that got caught up in drugs. You know what I mean? Got strung out.
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. None of that affected me that way, and I've tried drugs, a lot of different shit. Luckily, luckily not the wrong
Kept you
one.
sane, yeah.
Obviously, I'm still here, but I've been through a lot, but just to be here right now, like sane, sound mind, and healthy, and all that shit, I'm hella blessed.
Yeah,
You
you could
know?
see it, G. You could see it, and I felt like you could feel even in the G-Lew show, like you could feel like everybody that's within the chats. They talk about the Lord. We acknowledge the Lord on the show, So I do definitely see like you could see the man of God, like nobody's perfect, like you said, we all got our own flaws, but you could see that God is in the show. So I believe like, the show's gonna go far. You helping people. Yeah.
Yeah, he pushes everything I do. That's why if you notice my show, what I do, again, I'm not perfect. I don't know, I had a lot of shows. Everyone ain't perfect, but I never, push the bullshit narrative. I'm never getting caught up in the all the bullshit what's going on right now, all that like controversy just to get views, or just to I can interview this person, or I can talk about this shit that's going on right now just to help me get better views. Because hey, I of course I can use better views. I feel my channel could be way bigger than it is now, and it's not. But I'm still not gonna sell my soul, or interrupt my integrity just to do that. So hey, I'm here for the long haul. But you know, yeah, definitely everything I do, all my shows, I try to push positivity. Even if my quotes in the morning, every day in the morning,
Yeah.
and I may have had a bad night, I may have been like getting fucked up right now, but in the morning I'm gonna put out a good quote and something positive out to the world that they can see.
Yeah. So if I were to ask you what is the G-Lew show? What are the If someone asks you what's the G-Lew show? How would you
Well,
describe
the
it?
G-Lew show represents me. So again, like what I just told you, it represents everything I just said. Like of course it's music, but it's integrity, it's prosperity, it's God. It's just it's just like I want my name to mean something. Like when people speak about me, I want them to be able to speak about me like highly, like G-Lew, he's a good dude, he's solid. So everything with that, what I mean, I want it to be official. Like I don't want people to say, if they do say it, hey, and again, I'm not perfect. I've been doing this shit a long time. I have people on this journey with me that ain't here no more. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it may be my reason. I don't know. I'm not perfect, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't want to be known for that. Like I want people to speak of me highly. Like I could be gone tomorrow. This may be the last interview you see of me. You know what I mean? I could get on the plane crash. Not trying to talk bad, but I'm living reality. We all gotta die one day. So when you speak of me, I want you to be able to speak highly and say, G-Lew, he was a good dude, solid.
Who do you say in your life has made you G-Lew? Like your parents,
Everyone, man. You, Silent, Denise, Dee, everyone that's a part of what I'm doing right now. Like I said, this is the last thing you're gonna see from me till the next time. You know what I mean? But everyone that's a part of me makes me who I am. I can't do it without you all.
We love you, G-Lew. We really love you. I feel like you're going so far with this, and too, like everybody who's watching, like if you can just share what he's doing, hear his heart. He even says, I don't want the spotlight. It's not about me. It's about others. And we love you for that. We see that. Everybody could see that. We look forward to coming, because you could feel the love in the chat. You could feel the love that you bring, even when we're together, G. Like even when we went to the park, we had the reunion. You just feel the love. I remember that whole week, our family just talked about it. Everybody talked about it.
Shout out to your family, man. Like I want to say that, like your family has really embraced me, and really showed me a lot of love. And I got a lot of love for your family, the Contreras family, because I'm nothing without, like I say, the people around me who make me better, who push me, who support me. I'm nothing without you. Like people don't even know the behind the scenes and all that. You see me as the face, but there's so many other things that make it possible for me. Like Dee. Shout out to Dee. It's so much that Dee does, and I don't know if I'm ever, show her enough thanks and show her my but I know she knows me. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I even show her enough. But the people that really make me who I am. I can't do it without me. I'm just here. I'm the face of this shit. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's like a car. It's parts that make this shit run. You got
Yeah.
a transmission. You got an engine. You know what I mean? You got tires, wheels. You know what I mean? Brakes, suspension. It's a car.
Yeah. I think everybody coming together and just like spreading the love, like you already do that, G. Like, just, yeah, you're the face, but it just brings love from all sides, from everyone. We're a family. We could honestly say that, like, because of you, all of us know each other, and we feel
Right.
like family. We literally feel like going to
That's what it's about, though.
kicking it. Like,
That's what makes me happy. Like, that's why even today, really, even today, this was just really the studio we're gonna get for the interview. We do us, but I wanted everyone to be. Every time I'm here, until I get back here fully. But every time I'm here, I want the family. Like, we're all family. You know what I mean? We all met from this this universe, but now we're all family. You know what I mean? You see, like, niece, her husband, and everyone that was here today. I can't name everyone. You know who you are, but we're a family, man.
Yeah,
so
we are.
This is what motivates me to do the shit what I do. You know what I mean? And I love to do that. Sometimes it gets in the way. Like today, we probably had more fun than we did work. We were supposed to be working, doing way more shit, but we just had fun because it was family.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what it is.
So I only got time for one more question, and it's this: where do you see the G-Lew show? End goals. What's your vision for the G-Lew show? I know we talked about maybe Santa Fe Spring Swamp Meet. Like, do you see, like, what do you see, like, in your heart? Like, what do you want?
I see this shit like on a major. And sometimes it's, I don't want to say hard to vision. It's just hard to see what I really want. But I really want this shit to be on a major level, like you say, Santa Fe Springs. That's just one thing. I want us to just be doing shows like, I see people in the comments and they'll tell me, you like the new Arla Boat. I can never be Arla Boat.
I believe
Rest
it.
in peace to that legend. But I want to carry that legacy type shit on. And we're already doing it, but I want to take it to past YouTube, like to Santa Fe Springs and venues where we're doing shows.
Yeah.
And we got the G-Lew show on tour.
Yeah.
And then we got everyone with us. You know what I mean? We're going on tour. You guys are going to be backstage. We're going to be making it happen. You know what I mean? And this is what I want to see. This shit go to levels unknown. You know what I mean? Just sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. So I can't even tell you. I see this shit going to levels, unseen, unheard. Just sky's the limit. So
sky's the limit. So you heard him. You hear his heart. You hear G-Lew's heart. And the love that we feel when we watch the show, when we come on Sundays, when we're prepared, we're like waiting there for him to come on. His heart is to project that, not just within our chat, but for it to go around the world. And I believe that we have enough love, the love G-Lew has, to be able to bring that to the world and to be able to welcome. So make sure that you're like liking, you're subscribing, you're sharing. I know us personally, we share to our families, we share to our loved ones, people. We have Instagram nowadays. There's so many platforms we could use to be able to put it out there. So let's do this. Let's spread the love. Definitely feel loved in the G-Lew show. So thank you, G-Lew, for allowing me.
Thank you, Lina, for this opportunity and you interviewing me. You as well. We got music together. We're coming out. Look out for Lina LOCS. She's an incredible talent. She's a singer, rapper, poet. Evangelist. She does so many great things. So look out for her as well. But much love to everyone out there. Tune in, subscribe, like the G-Lew show. Much love and respect.
God bless you guys.
Peace.
Deeper than rap, deeper than rap, deeper than rap. This shit go deep, homie. Front, back, side to side, we be giving it up.